All right, nerds, we gotta go fast. I've got a limited time to film, and yeah, it's just gonna be, I mean, it's a pretty decent episode, so I'll try not to ramble too much. Okay, no housekeeping to speak of. We're just jumping right into music news. Music news, we only have one piece, and that is Rammstein. Not only did they just cancel their world tour, basically, but also they are now apparently working on new music in quarantine. Christoph, one of the guitar players and apparently one of the main writers, told a podcast called Rodeo Radio on the 13th, so just a couple of days ago, that they are in fact working on new music, which is pretty freaking awesome because last time it took them like 8 years to put out a new record, and now we just got a record a year and a half ago, so or a little bit over that. So we're getting new music much sooner this time. Always a win. That's all we have for music. Let's talk TV streaming. TV streaming, we only have one piece to talk about in TV streaming, and that is HBO Max. I was originally going to do a nerd rant on this because I feel like it's a little silly that people are so confused about it, but now they're fixing it, so I don't have to do the nerd rant. So what's happening is HBO Max is HBO Max. That is the Warner Brothers streaming app, or the AT&T streaming app, because AT&T owns Warner Brothers. So that is HBO Max. HBO Go was their HBO Go was the, if you had a HBO subscription, then you also got free HBO Go, which is basically all of the subscribed content on a streaming app, and that was part of the package. So HBO Go is, let me make sure I'm getting this right. Yes, HBO Go is getting phased out entirely and is being kind of sort of replaced with HBO Now. So if you have a traditional subscription to HBO, the cable television service, then you also will get the what is just going to be called HBO streaming app. Or you can also just buy the HBO streaming app. HBO, not to be confused with HBO Max. HBO Max, once again, is the big streaming app that has all of the Warner Brothers content on it. HBO streaming app is just HBO content. Clear? I hope so, because I don't know how else to make it any more clear. Two streaming apps now for HBO or Warner Brothers. HBO, which is exclusively HBO content. HBO Max, which is all of Warner Brothers content, by and large. Not entirely all of their content, which it could be. They just are being really ridiculous about that, but that's a whole other video. That is all we have for TV streaming. Let's get into movies, and movies we have an interesting update on the Universal Dark Universe, or Dark Universal Universe. I can't remember exactly how they put it. It's been so long since we talked about it. But it's not entirely dead, it would seem. So the director of the Bride of Frankenstein movie that was kind of sort of in the works when they originally were starting work on this years ago with the whole Johnny Depp, Russell Crowe, who else was in it? Tom Cruise. And we only got the Tom Cruise Mummy movie, and then it kind of all fell apart. Well, apparently we are still getting the Bride of Frankenstein movie. It now has nothing to do with the Universal Dark app, or app. Oh, universe. The Dark Universe? Whatever. Words are a thing. So yeah, it is officially still in the works. Director David Koepp, I'm assuming I'm saying that correctly, was talking with Collider, and he said that he has the script now adapted, again, to not really reference the rest of the Dark Universe. It is now to a place, quote, where we all... I'm sorry, I'm misquoting this thing. It is now turned into something, quote, we all really like, unquote. So we being he and the upper-ups at Universal, which hopefully is a good thing. Hopefully they learned their lesson with that Mummy movie. That's all we got on that one, though. Next, we are talking about Children of the Corn. This movie, we talked about this, how it was going to be filming during quarantine. Well, they completed their filming during quarantine. And is Kurt Weimer is the director. It is done. Again, that's the big announcement, is that it's done being filmed. Also announced is that it is going to have very little, if anything, to do with the original King story. So, okay. Next, we are talking about the shakeup in Hollywood that is going down. That is the release dates for all of the movies we have been waiting to see. So we have a lot of movement. We're going to just start at the top and take it away. My name is Simpson, Bartholomew J. Okay, sorry. We have Tenet is now officially being released on July 31st. As of a couple of days ago, that changed from July 17th. So on July 17th, they're going to be re-releasing Interstellar, which is interesting. Supposedly at the beginning of this re-release of Interstellar, there is going to be a long clip that has a bunch of Warner Brothers related stuff, not just Warner Brothers, but like a bunch of, I don't know, just there was talk of a Wonder Woman trailer that's coming with this. There's talk of a new Tenet trailer that's coming with this, which would make sense since it would theoretically be the last trailer we would get. So yeah, Tenet is going to July 31st. Interstellar is re-releasing into theaters on the 17th. Wonder Woman, speaking of, Wonder Woman 1984 is October 2nd now. Godzilla vs. Kong is moved back to May 21st of 2021. The Matrix 4 is being moved back almost completely 365 days. Well, not quite, but April 1st, 2022 is now the release date for The Matrix 4. Bill and Ted 3 is the one that's being moved forward because Wonder Woman got moved back so far. Bill and Ted is now maximizing, they're seizing the moment, and they're being released on August 14th, which is the weekend that Wonder Woman was supposed to have been released. So those are the big shakeups in release dates. Next, we are talking real quick. I guess I could have put this kind of anywhere, but whatever. Star Wars, the Star Wars Celebration has officially been canceled. The rescheduled dates for the Star Wars Celebration, if you are planning on going, are August 18th, 19th, 20th, 20th, 21st, and 22nd of 2022. That's a real quick one. And then our final piece of news has to do with the cinemas reopening to play these movies. The reopening schedule is, where is it? Cineworld is saying that in late June, they will be releasing in the Czech Republic and Slovakia. They will also then, following the next weekend-ish, we'll be seeing Poland, Bulgaria, Hungary, and Romania on July 3rd. And then Israel on July 9th, and the US and the United Kingdom on July 10th. Talking real quick about gaming updates, we are a new Star Wars game has been announced, and it was, as I was doing the research, it was leaked, and the very next day they made the announcement. So it was announced early, it would seem. Star Wars Squadrons. It looks like it's going to be a multiplayer-based fighter, space fighter, I guess you could say. Looks freaking awesome. Link in the description. Go check it out. And then we have a real quick update on the Tony Hawk remaster for Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 1 and 2. We have an official release date of September 3rd, an official price of $40. So yes, please, and a little bit more. And then we're talking real quick about comic books. We have an update on Iron Man over on Marvel. Iron Man is getting redesigned. The reason we're talking about this is because this is potentially Feige testing the waters for a recast role in the MCU. And so what we have is Christopher Cantwell is the new writer, artist, CAFU. I don't know if I'm supposed to say Cafu or if it is just the letters, CAFU, whatever. They are bringing the character, it would seem, back to his roots, much more man, a little less cyber, whatever the heck was going on for a little while. Again, this seems to be them testing the water of trying new looks and theoretically new casting for the character of Iron Man. But that is all we have for comic books. Now we've got some rumors to talk about. Okay, so first up we have rumor. This is not news. This is still rumor. This has not been confirmed by any of the parties involved, but there is a giant rumor that a lot of people are talking about that WB Games is going to go up for sale, or is in fact already up for sale, depending on which source you're reading. That seems, I don't know, interesting. So we're looking at Mortal Kombat and all of NetherRealm Games WB Games is so freaking huge. It's weird to think about, but apparently the people who are, or the companies that are interested in the purchase are Take-Two Interactive, who owns Rockstar, which would be incredibly interesting. EA, Electronic Arts, they are also reportedly interested in the purchase, and also Activision Blizzard, according to sources, are looking to be part of this purchase. So once this is confirmed, once we know this is absolutely happening, I will report on it as news. Until then, it is just a rumor. Next, we are talking about Star Fox. No, not the Nintendo property. We are talking about the brother of Thanos. Reportedly, he is going to be making his way to the MCU. We have seen him talked about in previous rumors, and we actually have seen him talked about in interviews with people involved in making movies for the MCU, but we have yet to see the character. Reportedly, he was supposed to have been in the Eternals. He has been since pulled from that script as part of the early development process, but is still on the table for the MCU, so we very likely could be seeing him come very soon. Speaking of Thanos, his son, Thane, is reportedly going to be trying to resurrect Thanos once we see him in the MCU. So we're moving on to another rumor. So we've talked about the potential existence of Thane in the MCU, and now it seems that there are more rumors kind of confirming that, if a rumor can confirm a rumor, and his role in the MCU, at least to begin with, is going to be attempting to resurrect his father somehow. Next rumor we are talking about is Batman. This is a video game rumor. So the rumored Batman game from WB Montreal, which is another freaking giant franchise that would be going off to the highest bidder, whatever. The rumored game that is kind of, sort of, a little bit, almost 100% confirmed by WB Montreal because of all the hints they've been dropping. Now the rumor about the game is that it's not going to be Bruce Wayne Batman under the cape and cowl. However, it is going to be Damian Wayne Batman, ground that has not been very well explored, even in the comic books. So, very interesting take if this is a legit rumor, if this rumor is legit, I guess. And then our final piece of rumor news has to do with Superman, because apparently right now we cannot do a rumor episode, rumor section anyway, without talking about the Man of Steel. Apparently, Man of Steel 2 has a couple of different ideas for who should be Superman, depending on which party is involved that you're talking to. What do I mean by that? So AT&T wants Henry Cavill as Superman. That is the parent company's choice. If they were the ones to make the final decision, it would be Henry Cavill. Again, according to the rumor. Now, if you're talking about where are we? If we're talking about J.J. Abrams, if he gets his way, then apparently he wants Michael B. Jordan to be Superman, which is very interesting. And then also, John Boyega is in the running if Warner Brothers gets their way. So 3 reported options for the Man of Steel. We only have quasi-confirmation that one of these 3 is actually going to be happening, and that's Henry Cavill, which is going to keep the majority of the fan base happy. So, I don't know. It's just a weird... Like, I could kind of see Michael B. Jordan. I don't know if John Boyega's the guy, but Michael B. Jordan, I could see that happening. Though, the one that makes the most sense is the Henry Cavill for a number of reasons, not the least of which being AT&T is the ones behind that idea. But that is all of the rumors. And that is all of the episodes. So what did I miss? What should we talk about in the next one? Let me know in the comments down below. If, though, you want to go deeper in the conversation, jump over to the website, generallynerdy.net. That is the place to get all of the freebies. You can also see me on Patreon, patreon.com/generallynerdy. If you are wanting to support the channel more directly, there is more content up on the Patreon. All of the audio episodes going back for a little while now, so that you can catch up in your car, all of that jazz. So go check out the Patreon, patreon.com/generallynerdy. If, though, you are falling behind in your nerd news and you want to catch up, you can click or tap one of the 2 boxes below my face right now. There's a subscribe button in the center, or also down below. You can do that. Do all of the things, guys. Leave a thumbs up if you like what I'm doing. There's a thumbs down button if you think I'm full of garbage. Whatever, man. I ain't hating on you. But thank you for listening and watching. And that's all I got. Before we go, always remember, nerds, that if it's generally nerdy, it's probably here.